Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Relo, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how you can convert your crush into your girl. Okay, so firstly I have to say that this video is inspired by someone who texted one of the group chats saying that they want to convert their crush into their girl, right? So without wasting time, I have to say that in this video I'm going to be giving you 4 key concepts that you can basically apply to get your crush to be a girl. So the first thing first is I want you to watch my previous video on how you can increase your confidence, because coincidentally so this self-confidence topic is also going to be a key factor in this video. So without wasting time, let's get into it. All right, so the first tip of how you can basically convert your crush into your girl is you gotta be bold enough to make a move. But the first thing first, without even getting to this first tip, is that if you haven't watched my previous video on how you can increase your self-confidence, then definitely you're not going to be bold enough to go and speak to her in the first place. So be bold enough, and being bold comes with self-confidence. So if you are confident about yourself, you're most definitely going to be confident about your chances of getting that girl to be your girlfriend, because the chances are this girl, you haven't spoken to her because you're afraid to your lungs, you have guababa, and you have heard a million videos on how guababa can save you from a humbling experience. I'm saying this today, it does not work like that. The only way that you can get this girl is basically by being bold enough to go and speak to her. That is why it's the first step to getting your crush to be your girl. Because what could possibly go wrong? The worst thing that can happen is that she can tell you that that you're not her type, and you should get out of her face, or else she's gonna call the police. Of which, if you go there respectfully, she's not gonna say that. So you have to understand that there's a 50-50 chance, of which you need to be optimistic about this, and you need to have a positive attitude about it. And trust me, you might even get this girl. So that is the first step of getting that crush of yours to be your girlfriend. Be bold enough to speak to her. And the second tip that I can give you guys is that as a person, you need to have game. As a gent, let me just say that as a gent, you need to have game. You need to manage to read the mood. You need to manage to understand the person that you're about to speak to. For instance, let's say for instance your crush had a crappy day, like she had the worst day of her life. Obviously, if you go and speak to her then and be on some "I want you to be my girl" and stuff like that, she's just gonna tell you, you know what, just get out of my face, because her mood is already ruined by what happened throughout her day. So instead of you going there and telling her how much you want her to be your girl and stuff like that, possibly the first time I can say that the whole idea is to break the ice. That is the breaking the ice conversation that you're going to be having with her. So breaking the ice is you're simply going to have a very friendly and relaxed conversation with her. And by you having a friendly and relaxed conversation with her, you are basically getting rid of all that anxiety that you have around you, that aura of "I'm scared of this girl." You're coming to an understanding of the fact that she's just a human being like yourself. She's not some creature from another planet or something like that. Like, that's another thing you need to understand as a gent. Like, girls are not creatures from other planet. These are just people. Like, they're just human beings like you. They are scared of talking to you as much as you're scared of talking to them. So just do the thing, be the man, initiate the conversation. So go there and just be friendly. First of all, you need to understand her mood and stuff like that. If, let's say, for instance, you can see that she's not showing the smile that she's been showing ever since you started crashing on her, because I'm sure you've been keeping tabs on her, not stalking her, but obviously if this girl is someone at the same college or university or school as you, then definitely you're gonna be on some. You see her every day and you see how she is around her friends and stuff like that. Let's say for instance on this day she's just sitting alone, so obviously you understand that, you know what, she's possibly sad about something. So just go there and just say something like, you know what, you usually have this bright smile on your face, but today I'm not seeing it. What's up with that? Obviously that's after you greet her and after you introduce yourself and stuff like that. And then from there you're just gonna start talking. That is sort of a starting point for for a conversation, for a friendly breaking the ice conversation. So once you have started that initial, and she's gonna tell you, you know what, 1 2 3, or she tells you that I'm not really interested in talking today, then you're gonna be on some, you know what, I understand that, but just think of something to, by the time you end with that conversation, you should be that guy that she's thinking about, saying, you know what, damn, that guy really was something else, and that goes a long way with what I said in my previous video. So do watch that previous video if you really want to understand how you should look, how you should smell, how you should be as a gent before you even go and speak to her, because speaking is 25% of the job. How you look from a distance is the other 25%, and then 50% is from you talking, like the personality that, or the energy that you give out to her. So make sure that you break the ice with a friendly conversation. Don't throw some things that are gonna chase her away. That's how people be on some she's gonna just tell you flat out that I'm not interested. So be friendly about it, so that the next time you come and talk to her, she has to remember your name, she has to start talking to you, and she might even be the one to initiate a conversation. Like for instance, let's say for instance the first time you gave a friendly conversation, the second time, let's say for instance you didn't see her but she saw you and she's on a good mood, she might even call out your name and say, hey, I remember we spoke this other time, and do you mind hanging out or something like that. You're not gonna believe it, because obviously you're like, this is a divine being, she's a crush after all. So yeah, friendly conversation is very important. Okay, so the third point that you need to bear in mind as you try to make a move, or how to make on the subject of how to make your crush your girl, is that you need to basically don't keep the friendly conversation going on for too long. For instance, if let's say for instance the second day you meet her, right, and then you start talking to her, she has spoken to you before, she's now giving you that positive mood of saying, oh, you know what, I love being around this guy, and she's giving you the positive hints and stuff like that, of which this is the best case scenario. Now you're probably gonna, don't make your conversations too long, make sure that the conversation is sweet enough, leave it at a point whereby it's hooked for a continuation. So you can say something like this, you know what, I'm currently in a hurry, but I would really love to continue this conversation, do you mind giving me your number, right? Obviously if she likes you, or she's seeing something in you, you are really smell good, you look good and stuff like that, she's probably an interesting to talk to. She's probably gonna be like, okay fine, she's gonna give you a number, and then from there, once you have a number, I'm not gonna tell you those things that YouTubers tell you that, hey, you know what, wait for 3 days before you can text her. No, it doesn't work in the real world, I'm telling you that. Just when you get your number, once you get that time, I'm not saying that be on some there and there, text her. No, once you get that time, text her, and then from there, initiate a conversation. Another trick that you can basically use is you speak to her, and then from there, instead of you taking your number, you can be on some, you know what, take my number, and then we're gonna finish with this conversation. And then once she takes your number, you're gonna tell her something like this, you know what, to make this whole number exchanging a lot fun, because saying hey can be a lot dull, and a lot of girls really likes just saying hey. Just to make it fun, you can tell her something like this, to make this fun, why don't you text me the cheesiest pickup line you can ever think of? First of all, girls don't usually ask guys out, but the fact that she's now the one who's sending you a cheesy pickup line, she's gonna be on some thinking about something to text you. And if she texts you with a pickup line, just know that she thought about that, and she wanted this one pickup line to be the impression of her life. So you need to make sure that you put her in a position whereby she's going to be thinking about you, So that is the best way to go about it. Then the third time you meet her, just initiate a date, Make sure that you guys go on a date. The third tip is more of, make sure that you convert your meetups to a date. For instance, if you've been bumping into her on campus, or bumping into her at school or something like that, now you have to make sure that, or at work, now you have to make sure that, you know what, up your game. For instance, you need to be realistic with yourself. Like, for instance, don't tell her that we're going on a date to Dubai when you know that you have no money in your account. Next thing, you are dodging her and you like this girl and it has ruined all the possibilities of you being with the girl. So be honest with her, which is another point. Being honest is the key factor. Like, for instance, tell her, I'm not really a rich guy, but I would really love to take you out on a date. Or simply tell her, I would really love to take you out on a date. And then from there, if she's interested, she's going to tell you, you know what, my schedule goes like 1, 2, 3. And then from there, if she says, okay, sharp date, then when you tell her, this is what I have in mind. We're going to this place, and this place. The reason why I'm saying that, put it out direct in terms of where you're going and stuff like that, it gives you the opportunity to choose a place that you can afford. Instead of you going to her and saying, hey, choose a place where we can go out on a date, and choose a date where we can go out on a date, and choose 1, 2, 3 time and all that. She's just going to see that, you know what, this is not a gentleman. This is a boy that I'm just going to push around. And women, if she's really like decent, this crush of yours, if she's decent, then she's not gonna want some boy that she can push around. She's gonna want a man. So when go there with all the details. For instance, tell her, let's go out to this park or to this restaurant or to this what, and at this time on this date. Then from there, she's gonna tell you if she's available. If she's not available, then you basically ask her, when are you available? If she says, I'll let you know, then you know what? Forget about her. But if she tells you that, you know what, I am available on this date, but this time that you're talking about, I'm not available, then you know that, you know what, she is willing to come to have this date. Obviously not at this specific time, because obviously a schedule doesn't allow, but she's willing to give you a new date. So keep that in mind, and you're like, okay, fine, you know what, this works for me or this doesn't work for me. How about we convert it to this? Now you discuss the whole date. Now that's another step. You know, by the time you have taken the initiative of her sending you a cheesy pickup line to her going out on a date with you, trust me, she has erased all those mindsets of saying he's gonna be the best friend I never had. Now she's on some, you know what, this guy, I see a future. She's possibly telling her friends that I met this guy and I really like him. And also, she's possibly telling any guy who's coming now that, you know what, I have a guy. Before you even become a guy, now she's already telling the guys that, you know what, I have a boyfriend. Those are what to call progressive steps, right? You need to make sure that you have enough money for the date that you're going to, so that you don't find yourself in a predicament, so that you don't find yourself in an embarrassing situation whereby you're on some I can't pay, or please order for us a ride, whatever, or please pay half. Like, gents, come on. If you are initiating a date, you need to pay for it. If she's initiating a date, if she tells you let's go out on a date, in fact, she's paying for that date. If you're saying let's go out on a date, you need to pay for the date in full. You can't say let's go on a date and then on the other hand, when it's time to pay, you're like, where's your bank card? Let's pay half. In fact, you're never gonna get that crash. So you need to make sure that you have enough money to go there, to spend with her, and also to come back. So coming to the fourth point of getting this girl, make sure that wherever you go, you two are gonna have a moment. And when I say a moment, I mean a moment whereby you two are just absorbed into the conversation or into the situation that you're having, you know, where there are no disturbances and stuff like that. Now, if you're gonna go to a place whereby you're being tossed around and all that, and she has to stand there when I have to stand there, and now it's just gonna be like, you know what, I see you as a brother, and then it's shy. So go to a place whereby you two are having a moment. For instance, let's say for a first date, you decide, I'm gonna be chilled, we're going to a park, having a picnic, right? So when you're gonna make sure that everything is organized. You go to this park with your equipments and stuff like that, transportation is arranged and all that, and then you go there with her, and then you have your picnic, right? Have a moment. Now, what does a moment do? What is the significance of a moment? In that moment, first of all, she's gonna be invested in the moment. Also, she's gonna be, if she can allow you to have a moment with her, then definitely she's about 60-70% already into you, right? Have a moment and then break it out to her. Tell her straight up, you know what, I want you to be my girl. In that moment, obviously you have to say it in a more creative way. Once she says yes, the girl is yours. Now, that's when we say you have put the effort to get the girl the right way. So basically, into ngisho la is that mshele in that moment. Be poetic, be Shakespeare if you have to, just to get that girl. And then from there, obviously, your relationship is gonna kick off from there. Just continue being you and do not be a simp, because a simp is gonna be on some letting himself down simply to impress a girl. And that is what some of the guys do out there. They're gonna be overspending money that they don't even have. They're gonna be on some just to impress the girl. And trust me, once you buy yourself into having a relationship, trust me, you're never gonna keep that relationship, my G. Unless if your money is unlimited, you're gonna keep on spending. The moment you stop spending, she's probably gonna think you don't love her. And once she thinks you don't love her, it's shy. So don't let her fall in love with what you can give in terms of money, but let her fall in love with what you can give as a person, what you have, emotions, and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys. If there's anything that I said that you do not agree with, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll attend to it. Otherwise, if there's anything that you agree with and you want to add to it, then leave a comment in the comment section below. I can integrate it into my next video. Otherwise, do not forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. By the way, good luck with getting your crush. See ya.